The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was passed on December 10, 1948, which means that the year 2023 marks its 75th anniversary. We are also at the same time celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Carr Center for Human Rights Policy right here at the Harvard Kennedy School. And now these two milestones challenge us to reflect on the past and then also think about the future, both the future for the Carr Center and then also the future for the human rights movement as a whole.
Since its founding in 1999, the Carr Center has been a global thought leader in human rights policy and practice. Our mission is to help build a more just, peaceful future through human rights research, teaching, and collaboration. We work on complex human rights challenges. We provide policy-relevant knowledge to governments, international organizations, and businesses, building a bridge between ideas on human rights and practice on the ground.
Within the human rights landscape, what makes the Carr Center distinctive is that it operates inside such a powerful and connected ecosystem, drawing on Harvard University's resources and convening power. This means the work done at the Carr Center is based on cutting-edge work in academia, especially in public policy. In return, the Carr Center's thought leadership puts the human rights agenda at the center of the policy work done here at Harvard Kennedy School.
The Carr Center has a long history of hosting human rights defenders and scholars at risk, bringing them from their countries to Cambridge. In my case, the Carr Center got me from Kampala, Uganda, at a time when I was facing persecution from my own government because of my human rights work. In bringing me to Cambridge, the Carr Center literally saved my life.
I see the Carr Center as filling a pretty unique position. Because if you look at human rights programs in academia, they either are clinics, very hands-on but with no real theory behind it, or they are pure theoreticians who are pretty detached from the reality of what it takes to promote human rights. The Carr Center can bring those two worlds together.
Our transitional justice program brings together an international team to research how countries can overcome the legacy of human rights violations and transition from war to peace or from authoritarianism to democracy. Our team does victim-centered, evidence-based research to answer the question of what works to help these countries move towards justice, peace, and healing. We share this research with other countries and policymakers who are seeking transformative justice.
Another core priority is our racial justice program, focusing on reimagining systems, institutions, and movements to promote racial and economic equity for all. The Racial Justice Program strengthens discourse, connecting domestic civil rights in the United States to global human rights frameworks and brings together faculty, fellows, students, and the broader university community to collaborate and create lasting change.
The world has changed dramatically since the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was written 75 years ago. And the future now poses many complex challenges to democracy and the flourishing of human rights. Human rights are not immutable or static. They very much need to evolve and adapt to our changing world. Our Technology and Human Rights program brings together diverse experts to explore the ethical and policy implications of technological advancements.
I wrote a book called Evidence for Hope, Making Human Rights Work in the 21st Century. If we look over the longer time period of the last 50 years, we actually see that there have been dramatic improvements in human rights all through the world. Those improvements have come mainly as a result of human rights advocacy and of human rights pressures through activists, through governments, and international organizations.
Thank you to everyone who has contributed to the success of the Carr Center over the past decades, our generous donors, faculty, fellows, and students, and the larger public community. We have a lot to be proud of, but we will always need to fight for human rights. We need to inspire and recruit more of the world's human rights leaders of tomorrow. We need to keep collaborating with governments, NGOs, and business to keep human rights at the center of policy, but also at the heart of our everyday lives.
As Martin Luther King Jr. said, we are confronted with the fierce urgency of now. There's no time for apathy or complacency. This is a time for vigorous and positive action. We ask you to join us. Everyone has a critical role to play in the Carr Center's mission to help build a more just and peaceful and dignified future for all of humanity.